Guy pulled his gun on me and everything.
Okay.
Crazy.
Put both hands on the wheel, please.
Okay.
Both of them on the wheel. All right, remain there. Do not move, okay? I'm going to take out the vehicle.
Can you tell me what the reason is? You come up here and you pull your gun on me, and then you rip my door open for no reason.
Step out of the vehicle.
What's your reason for pulling my door open? But that, again, you rolled up on me and ripped my door open because my mud flaps were too short?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
On February 16th, 2024, Flat Earth was pulled over by the Tom Green County Sheriff's Department in San Angelo, Texas. This cop gets out of the car, literally guns blazing, rips Flat Earth out of the car and conducts an illegal search. And what's the reason for this illegal search? While this citizen's staring down the barrel of his firearm, his mud flaps were too short. And no, I'm not kidding. The cop continues to conduct an illegal search based on cannabis residue on Flat Earth's pants. That cannabis residue turns out to be sawdust from Flat Earth's work. This is the most petrified and scared cop on the internet and the police force today. Let's jump in the video.
What are you doing?
Turn the vehicle.
Okay.
Turn the vehicle. Okay.
This soon into the video, we already know something's wrong. Police protocol and policy dictates that should a police officer feel that a traffic stop presents a danger to either himself or the community at large, that they should request backup to respond code. However, on a routine traffic stop, simply because the cop thinks his mud flaps are too short, he walks up to the passenger side of the vehicle without a search warrant or consent, opens the vehicle with his gun drawn. This is so far from any existing policy that it's disturbing. This one's a lawsuit in the making. It's also a traffic stop that'll get thrown out before it ever sees a courtroom. A police officer who opens a car door and looks inside without permission, probable cause, or a search warrant violates the Fourth Amendment's ban on unreasonable searches. So anything that happens after that point is fruit of the poisonous tree. The fruit of the poisonous tree is a legal metaphor that describes evidence that is obtained illegally. The doctrine states that evidence that is the direct result of illegal conduct by an official is inadmissible in a criminal trial against the victim of the conduct. So to summarize this, the cop pulls Flat Earth over. He has no warrant and he has no permission to open the vehicle he does anyways. The opening of the car door is the poisonous tree, and any and all information obtained in this stop as an entirety or from the vehicle after that point is the fruit of that poisonous tree. Not only can it never make it to a courtroom, it opens this cop up to immediate liability and lawsuit.
Okay.
Why are you rolling, man? I let you way back.
What do you mean, why am I rolling? I didn't see you till I was right here on this street, and I kept going because there's no place to pull over. I pulled over whenever it got open.
And let's be honest, not only is the driver being totally compliant, he's being super respectful and professional. There is no reason that exists in policing policy protocol, or just plain old common sense that would dictate this cop still has his firearm out of its holster.
I let you way back there.
Where? Where at?
At the beginning of Moon Lane.
At the beginning of Moon Lane.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Whenever I turned off, I saw you.
Let me get your license, man.
Okay, well, I'm going to hop out.
No, stay in the vehicle.
Okay. You have no reason to come up here and just open my door like that, for sure.
Okay. Insurance.
Guy pulled his gun on me and everything.
Okay.
Crazy.
Put both hands on the wheel, please.
Okay.
Both of them on the wheel. All right, remain there. Do not move, okay? I'm going to take out the vehicle.
This cop is the biggest on the police force right now. And let me clear things up for you. There is absolutely no law, case law, or precedence that states you must keep your hands in the vehicle to make a cop feel more safe. You don't have to keep your hands in the steering wheel. You don't have to get out of the car, stand on your head, and do 10 jumping jacks while singing in the rain. Short of the police officer detaining you, there's very little they can actually order you to do besides getting out of the car. This cop's just dangerous.
It's good. You can shut my door. Will you shut this door?
Man, hop out.
What are you doing?
Hop out.
For what?
Hop out.
What's the reason?
Hop out, man.
What's the reason? Can you tell me what the reason is? You come up here and you pull your gun on me and then you rip my door open for no reason.
The cop's already opened himself up to serious liability and violated the driver's Fourth Amendment rights by opening the passenger side door without permission or a warrant. Now he's done the same thing to the driver's side door. And some of you at home may be thinking, if the cops pull you over, they can do this. Well, we've already discussed this, but let's get a little more specific. To conduct a lawful search of a motor vehicle, the police must possess probable cause to believe that the vehicle contains evidence of a crime. When stopping a motorist to cite him for a traffic violation, a police officer has no lawful authority to search the vehicle. As we know, the cop cites the reason for this traffic stop as he believes the mud flaps were too short. If that's the case, the first thing the police officer should have done is got a ruler to measure Flat Earth's mud flaps, to make sure they were the correct length. And this all could have and would have been avoided. But without proof of a crime, a simple traffic citation is not enough for a cop to just violate your Fourth Amendment right, start opening doors, and draw down on you.
What's your reason for pulling my door open? What's the reason for pulling the door open?
It's an older truck, man. It's an older truck, man. It's an older truck, man.
This has to be one of the dumbest things I've ever heard a cop say. So you're securing your Fourth Amendment right, your persons, your papers, and effects, unless the police officer believes your person, paper, effects, or vehicle are too old. First question is, what is too old? Second question is, if this police officer sees an antique car rolling by, is he pulling them over, ripping them out of the vehicle, and violating their Fourth Amendment rights? Lastly, if you have an older vehicle, simply because you can't afford a new one, does that mean this police officer is giving himself discretion to violate your constitutional rights based on his assumption of what your level of poverty might be? My mind is blown.
So you just ripped my door open because it's an older truck?
And you're rolling. People who roll have warrants.
I haven't rolled anything.
They have pot all over their pants.
I don't have any.
Like marijuana vehicle.
This is sawdust.
Man, this cop must have just left Bass Pro Shops, because he's sure doing a good bit of fishing. First, he's pulled over for the mud flaps. Then the cop's able to violate all of his constitutional rights because his vehicle is too old. And now he's being demanded to exit the vehicle because he has cannabis on his pants. Cannabis that's actually sawdust. Not saying I'm an expert, but the last time I checked, cannabis is green. It's flaky and flowery. It's not a goldish white that looks like and smells exactly like wood. This cop is literally throwing at a wall just to see what sticks. And that, folks, is called cop logic.
Okay, sounds good.
Put your hands up on the vehicle.
For what?
Hands up on the vehicle, please. I'm just going to frisk
You're
you.
not going to frisk. What am I under
Put your
arrest
hands
for?
up on the
What am I
vehicle.
under arrest for?
I'm frisking you for weapons, Bubba.
Okay.
I'm not putting your handcuffs.
I don't have no weapons.
Spread your legs, please.
You're going to touch all up on me whenever, dude. Yeah, that's good as hell. Look at this boy. Look at this boy. He's getting all up on it.
All right, stand back here, man.
So what's the reason for the search? What's the probable cause?
For your mud flaps, man, being too short.
So you ripped my door open and frisked all up and opened my truck up for my mud flaps for being too short? Is what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Yes or no?
You have warrants.
Is that what you're saying? Yes or no? Yes or no?
2729 Texas deal.
What's your name and badge number?
Robertson 8848.
Robertson, what'd you say, 48?
5164 5164 in the blind.
You said 48?
Yes, sir.
So you pulled me over. What was the reason for the stop?
For your mud flaps being
So
too
my
short.
mud flaps were too short. We go down Moon Lane. There's barely enough room for 2 cars to pass by. So I come up here to where it clears up. I pull over, and then you come over here and rip my door open, and then start accusing me of what? Saying I have pot all over me? which is sawdust from working because I've been cutting all day. You feel all up on me.
There's also pot on your edge of under your seat, man.
There's pot on the edge of my seat.
I'm not saying I'm a detective or a cop. I'm not. I have far too much self-respect. But if I were, I would deduce that if the residue of sawdust on a driver's pants matched the same residue on the driver's seat, that the sawdust probably transferred from the driver's pants to the driver's seat. Literally works the same with DNA. It's called transfer DNA. But this cop's 6 weeks of training have just made him way too smart for his own good.
Come here. You cannot go back in the car.
I want to see all this. Yeah, for sure. But that, again, you rolled up on me and ripped my door open because my mud flaps were too short?
Yes, sir.
So that's normal procedure for you to just run up and rip doors open because the mud flaps are too short?
Car rolling, man.
A lot of you at home are probably Google searching what it means for the car to be rolling. It means exactly what it sounds like. The car's not driving at speed, it's in a slow roll. That's not illegal. However, the cop starts this video by saying he observed the driver being parked. So which is it, officer? Was he rolling and moving in forward progress, or was he stopped? And even if he was rolling the last time I checked, the Fourth Amendment, besides guaranteeing you to be secure in your persons, your papers, and effects, also gives you the right to free forward progress without that progress being encumbered by anybody.
I wasn't rolling. I got to a place where I could pull over so that people weren't stuck getting in and out.
There were people who roll have drugs.
I wasn't rolling doing anything. I was sitting there calmly cruising.
They're not to any good, man. They're not to any good, man. They're not to any good, man.
They're not to any good, man. I was actually thinking this cop was an idiot because I don't understand what that even means. Then I realized that that's just my bad. It's my fault. I don't speak Pig Latin.
So I'm automatically bad because I didn't want to block the drive.
10-4.
So dispatch comes back as license is valid, no warrants. You'd think the stop would be over. But it's not. This driver isn't some rich guy in a souped-up Ferrari making regular large donations to the Police Benevolence Association or Fraternal Order of Police Fund. He's a regular hard-working Joe with an older vehicle. He must be breaking the law, and cop logic states that the only way to actually enforce the law is to break it to begin with. So why not double down on his Fourth Amendment violations and just rip the truck apart?
All right, Mr. Schultz. Let's start over.
No, we're not starting over. You came up on me, ripped my door open, and pulled your gun on me.
Just tell me the unit. I'm going to PC search once I give it to you.
What's your probable cause?
Odor of marijuana, partner.
So you ripped the door open, and there was odor before or after you ripped the door open? And there was odor before or after you ripped the door open?
A great point by the driver. We've already determined that it's sawdust, not cannabis, but let's just pretend it was cannabis. The officer stating that the probable cause and reasonable articulable suspicion for the search is not cannabis that he can see in plain view, but instead the odor of that cannabis. An odor that would have never been detected if the vehicle hadn't been illegally opened and searched, violating the driver's Fourth Amendment rights. So we go back to fruit of the poisonous tree, and like I said, to enforce the law, you don't get to break it. So even if there was cannabis in the vehicle, this case is getting thrown out in court.
Because you ran up on me with your gun drawn and ripped the door open. Is what you did, yes or no? Yes.
I'll be recorded. If you want to copy.
You didn't start your body cam until after you ripped your door open. I watched you. You started it right when I handed you my license. Right. Yes or no? Yes or no? So what are we here for now?
I'm gonna be on probable cause search.
For what was your probable cause? Because my mud flaps were too short?
Odor of marijuana.
But there was no odor until after you ripped my door open or before?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
At least this cop is honest. As far as he's concerned, the Constitution and all the amendments that it encompasses don't matter. Well, officer, the Founding Fathers, this driver, and both civil and criminal litigation completely and totally disagree.
You were rolling the window down anyway.
I didn't roll this window down. Not at all. I rolled that side down. See how it's down? This window's not up. He ran over here and ripped this door open and had his gun drawn on me.
Absolutely.
Is what happened.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So where's your probable cause at? Before or after you ripped the door open?
I opened up the door and it was coming from the car as well. I opened the door and it was coming from the car as well.
Despite the fact that I think we all hate this cop, we gotta love him for how stupid he is. On camera, he's literally admitting that the probable cause he has to search the vehicle was illegally obtained. And it's not even probable cause because it's not cannabis, it's sawdust. This policy department is a complete joke.
What car?
This pickup.
So it was coming from, so with the window up, there was odor of marijuana coming out?
Absolutely.
Is that what you're going with?
Absolutely.
Sounds good. It's going to be an interesting one for sure.
So, how much marijuana is in the vehicle?
I don't have any marijuana in there.
Oh, okay, that's okay.
I got sawdust in there, and evidently that's marijuana.
870 Marshall Avenue, 7481.
There's no probable cause because you came up and just ripped my door open. Oh, nice. Now he's trying to get a tent ticket.
This is how evil cops are. This cop knows he conducted an illegal search and that this is going to get thrown out in court. But he still wants to stick it to the driver however he can. So now he's trying to hem the driver up an illegal tent. No go.
He's going to try and get something today.
You live on Moon Lane, man?
No, I'm not answering any questions. You have my license.
And that's where the video stops. So I'm going to need all of you folks to head over to Flat Earth. His original video and channel link will be in the description of this one. So that way when there's an update of as to why the camera stopped and what happened after, you'll be the first to know. But I can tell you one thing. The Tom Green Sheriff's Department is an absolute joke. I used to love the Tom Green Show, but this one has totally changed my mind. I absolutely despise it when cops throw your constitutional rights to the wind. They want to enforce law, and their idea of enforcing law is breaking law so that they can enforce the same law that they just violated. But thanks to folks like you at home and Flat Earth, we can hold them accountable every single time they try and do it. And that's the reason I stopped you today.